Ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain Robertson bringing you the second tutorial video for the Alwent South oil rig base for Stormworks. This time I'll be showing you how to launch and recover one of the LB600 Free Fall Lifeboats. Now, as the name suggests, the reason why they're called this is because, as you can see, they are designed to slide off the rails and fall down into the sea as soon as they're launched. Which I shall just go and demonstrate for you now. That's right, this is the easiest part of the demonstration as it's all pretty much automatic, as soon as I turn the ignition key, the brakes are released and the lifeboat should, in theory, end up in the ocean beneath us. There we go. But Captain, I hear you say, how do we get the lifeboat back on board, especially if the crane doesn't reach that far and we've got no helicopter? But fear not, dear viewer, as the lifeboat's launch mechanism can also retrieve it now, and all it took was just a few minor modifications. But what I will need to do first, however, is take the lifeboat around for a quick spin, just to simulate that it's been used or gone through one of its regular maintenance tests. Then I'll bring it back under the launch mechanism, ready to be recovered and brought back up. There we go. Just about here should do. It doesn't need to be right underneath it, but it does make it a little bit easier. Now I just need to make my way all the way back up to the launch mechanism. Next, we set the davit to the lifeboat recovery position. This moves the arms out past the rail, ready to lift the lifeboat. Now we just need to enable the connectors and lower the winches. That should be enough. I just need to get back down there now and make sure they're connected to the correct sides, otherwise it'll just turn around and face the wrong way once it starts being raised out of the water. Now, don't be worried by it glitching out like this, that's just the wonky Stormworks rope physics for you. They should still connect just fine once you get them close enough. The next step is to use those winches to raise the lifeboat back up to the launch davit. Now, you can bring it all the way back up to the very top if you like, but I prefer to bring it just past the rail, as it makes it slightly easier to get to for the part that comes right after this. Right, here's the slightly more risky part where we attach one end of this electrical cable to the winch just under these stairs and the other to the back of the lifeboat, all the while being careful not to slip, fall and plunge into the sea. There we are. All that's left now is to use both sets of winches to slowly bring the lifeboat back first and then lower it back onto the rail. Once it gets close enough, it should connect to it automatically. And because the ignition is still on, the brakes will still be off, which will let the lifeboat slide back on its own as we pull the blue electrical cable back into the winch. There. Once it's on the rail, it should be safe enough to disable those winch connectors and bring the davit back up into the launch position again. All that's left now is to bring the lifeboat all the way back to its starting position, or as close to it as we can get, as it doesn't have to be perfect. Yep, that's good enough for me. Time to go back inside the lifeboat, turn off the engine, which will also engage the brakes, and lock it to the rail again. All that's left now is to unplug the electrical cable, store it back in its box, and we're all done. And there we have it. Now the LB600 Lifeboat is ready to be used and launched all over again. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this brief tutorial video on how to launch and recover the LB600 Lifeboats. I hope that you found it to be both helpful and enjoyable. As always, I would just like to end by thanking everyone for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. This is Robertson, signing off.